And that's exactly, well, we better not stop that. That's exactly where you are. And you're on My Country Australia with Pete. And on the phone from Manchester in England is Marion Waldron. Good evening, Marion.
Good day, Peter, and everyone who's listening.
We better turn you up a little bit so that people can hear you.
Or good evening to you guys. Good morning to us.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. It's what are we here now? 8:30. Yeah. So. Lovely day here today in Melbourne. It was 22 degrees, and what did you get to in Manchester?
Yeah, well, it's certainly a lot brighter than it has been, Peter. It's been extremely terrible weather, which I'm sure you guys would have welcomed at some point with the terrible fires you've been having over there.
We would, yes.
It's just been non-stop rain here, so. We'd love a bit of the heat, and you'd love a bit of the rain, I suppose.
Correct, yes. But that's what you get in England, isn't it? Just rain.
I know, but yet there's loads of Aussies coming over here. You often wonder why.
Yeah, they're mad. We're sending them all back.
Yeah.
All right, now, as I said, you probably wouldn't have heard before, but you're actually my first international guest on My Country Australia.
Is that right?
Yes, it is. Wow. I've had many ask for it, but it sort of timing hasn't worked out with the US and all that sort of stuff. So we haven't been able to do it. But you're the first one.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you for having me. It's wonderful to be able to, because I do have quite a few followers in Australia, and who always ask me where they can get my music, and because it's so hard to actually get physical CDs in lots of places now. Yeah. It's all downloading and streaming, and there are still people who like to have CDs. So
correct.
I've got a supplier who does it here, and I also do it myself directly. So we have actually sent stock over to Australia.
Yep.
So it's really nice that I'm being able to speak to an Australian radio station that can listen in and tune in and stuff. So, yeah, it's great.
Awesome. Now, give us the rundown of who Marion Waldron is. How did you get your start, and why country music?
Oh, well, I'm from an Irish background. My parents are from a county called County Mayo in Ireland, which I'm sure there's plenty of Irish listeners that you have, Peter. So I grew up with Irish country music and country, being surrounded by it. In fact, one of the very first tunes I remember was when we come home from Mass on a Sunday, is a Rhinestone Cowboy. That was on repeat after Mass on a Sunday. So I was surrounded by it all my life. And the first time I actually sang live, I was 11 to a crowd. It was at my grandparents' golden wedding anniversary, and when there's a kid that sings, or that they can do something, you're always, get up there and give us a song kind of thing. So there was always that going on. So it went from there really, and my love of music. I learned to play an instrument, but I also, moreover, really loved singing. So I was always singing something. So it progressed really from there, doing sort of backing session musician work. I did some recording for people. Then I went really on to be a lead singer in various bands over the years. That was varying genres of music. So I did blues, I've done cover band, did Irish bands, country. So I kind of did an overall range, because my voice can suit various different musics, but my comfort zone is certainly Irish country and country music. That's where my comfort is, where I like to be. So then, so it kind of really came from there. So lots of people think I've just kind of come from nowhere, but I've been teetering in the background for a very long time.
Yeah, well,
I was over in the States as well, that kind of thing.
I was just reading your bio here, and you've been doing it for the last 25 years.
Yeah.
When did you release the debut album, which is called With You?
I released that in March 2017. So that was really the turning point, to be honest. And I released that album without any expectation whatsoever, because I was doing it more to realise my own ambition.
Yep.
Because I kept away from doing it. Sort of in my 20s kind of thing, there was that lack of confidence. I think it's very different for the younger generation now coming through. they have a lot more exposure. There's a lot more platforms. I think it increases their confidence a lot more. Whereas back then, we really didn't have that. You know, you kind of worked the pub, the clubs, all those kind of scenes. It was a different kind of work, really, that was involved to kind of get out there. So I was in China, actually. I was on a charity trek, 9-day trek on the Great Wall of China. And I thought, you know what, if I don't do this now, I'm never going to do it. And that was my decision. And I came back and I really put the wheels in motion because I had the songs planned for so many years. I knew exactly what music I wanted to put on it.
Well, I suppose if you've waited 23 years to release your debut album, you must have quite a few songs sitting around.
Absolutely, yeah. So I released it, as I say, without an expectation, and I thought if something happens, it does, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Anyway, I'm pleased to be able to tell you, because I'm sat here talking to you, that it was received well, and things progressed from there, really, and it was great. You know, I was invited, obviously, to start performing places, and it started getting lots of radio play.
Yep.
I went on to, I've had about 5-6 top 10 country hits over this side of the Irish country charts. And I was given my own TV show at the beginning of this year. So I've had 2 series of that already, thankfully, which is aired on Sky TV over here.
Yeah, and it's listed in the top 10 too.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, it went really well. And, you know, you kind of have to go off what the audience is and the figures and stuff. So I got a second series, and then I've been given now an hour's show, which we're going to start filming in January, to be aired probably end of January, February next year. So I'm really pleased with that.
Okay, so it's called Keep It Country with Marion. So
yes.
do you just mainly focus on the UK side of the country music, the Irish?
No, absolutely. I've initially, the first show was kind of finding my feet a bit, but I do featured artists every week.
Yep.
So I feature Australian, New Zealand, Canada, America, Ireland, and England. They've been the main focus.
Mm-hmm.
But now with an hour's show that I have, I've got a bit more time to play with.
Yep.
So I'm very, open to people sending me their music. We have to have a professional video. That's the only thing, because it's TV.
Yep.
So it has to be high quality.
Yep.
So I'm very open to people sharing their music, because I do a featured artist of any upcoming artist or new people or whatever the case may be that maybe haven't got a foothold on the TV or any radio airplay, anything like that, because when you're kind of in it yourself, you know what it's like to get some exposure. So
yep.
I'm very open to that. So if any of your listeners have music videos, please send me them.
No, we'll have a chat after this interview. We'll have a chat after this interview. Right. Got quite a few I can send you. Don't worry about that.
I'm sure.
All right, now.
Well, everyone needs to help each other in this industry.
That's correct. That's quite right. Yep. So yeah. Well, that's sort of my little motto. You help me, I help you. So yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, now.
So
the other reason why you're on tonight is because you got a new album out. It's called The Next Chapter.
Yes. Yeah, I've just recently released that. It's a 13-track CD. Quite a few original numbers on there. I've co-written 2 of the songs myself with a songwriter called B.G. Pollock, who's based in Belfast in Northern Ireland.
Yep.
So I was delighted to be able to do that, and those were both top 10 hits also. So that has been also well received. Hopefully, when people get to listen to it in Australia, I know we've sent a few copies over, people have bought them. So I hope people like it over there as much as they're liking it here.
And we'll get it up on our website and all that, so that people can have a listen to it as well and get it playing. Give it some airtime over here.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Now you've got a new song out, which when was this released? It was not too long ago, was it?
This is this song called my Christmas single. Is that the one you mean?
Yeah. Peace to all
Peace
the
to
nations.
All nations.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it was written by a fellow County Mayo man called Kevin Prendergast, which I'm sure there'll be a lot of Australian Irish listeners will know him. He penned this song actually 30 years ago. So at the time, he had the troubles in Ireland, in Northern Ireland, in mind. But it's so prevalent to today of what's going on all over the world. It really just fits, unfortunately.
Yep.
So, it's an original song, and we kind of took it and turned it on its head and tried to make it a bit more country, really. So people seem to like it. I hope your listeners like it also. It's a really nice, beautiful, Christmassy song. Well, it doesn't even have to be Christmas, to be honest.
Yeah, correct.
Relate to it any time of the year, really. It's just nice to have it for Christmas, because you hope that there will be some peace and happiness around the world at Christmas, please God,
Yes, we do hope so. And no bushfires or anything.
Pardon?
And no bushfires.
Yeah, I mean, that is just so terrible what's going on over there, the animals, the people. It's heartrending, and I have family over in Australia.
Yep.
So they send us pictures regularly. So I'd like, if I could just say hello to the people I do know in Australia.
Go for your life.
Yeah, my cousins John and Nikki Murphy, and the kids who are they're in Hunter Valley in Sydney.
Yep.
And then Yvonne Clark and Kira Sorsha and her husband that are in Melbourne. But I think they're also tuning in. So. Hi to everybody over there.
Very, very nice. Now, if people want to buy your CD, and look, on this show we don't promote Spotify or any iTunes or all that. We want them to buy it from you. So, what is your website?
My website is www.marionwaldronmusic.co.uk. You can. All my stuff is available directly. I mail out, it's not a problem, anywhere in the world. So, and it's nice for people to have, signed CDs or not signed CDs.
Very much so.
Yeah. So, and I think it's important that people have that option now.
Yep.
It's very rare you can get it, unfortunately. So,
yeah. Well, it's actually good these days too. You can actually get vinyl back again now. So.
Absolutely, yeah. People just have to get record players.
Yeah, they're still being sold. So
yeah, definitely, it's just a revival.
Yeah,
it's a revival. We should have held on to our original ones, Peter.
Well, yes. Don't tell me about that. I sold the Beatles' White album not long ago for quite a few $100, and I'm thinking, geez, you're an idiot. So
yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
But anyway. So, that's it. Now, have you ever been out to our shores?
I have indeed, yeah. Had a wonderful time. I was there 8 years ago, and I was around quite a lot of Australia. I was in Perth, Darwin, Sydney. I was in the Barrier Reef.
Yep.
And there's another city up there, and it's at the top. I can't remember what it's called.
Cairns or Townsville?
Which one did you say?
Cairns, Townsville.
Cairns, sorry. Yep. Yeah, one of the main ones, Cairns. So I saw quite a lot of Australia, and I was in New Zealand too. But I'd love to go back. I was pleasantly surprised, I have to say. I really wasn't sure what to expect, but it was so lovely. And the people I met were great. So I'd love to go back and tour sometime, and get to sort of do some playing over there, which would be wonderful.
Yeah, come out for the Tamworth Country Music Festival.
Well, yeah, as long as I'm playing at it, Pete.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody could arrange something for you. We'll send a few messages to a few of my promoter friends and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, great.
All right. Well, look, Marion, our time is up. I must thank you very much. It's always, I had young Matt Ward on this earlier tonight, and he was a new one for me. And you've been my first international guest. I thank you very, very much.
Oh, no, thank you for having me, Pete. I'm really delighted that I've been able to have the interview with you. Really hope your listeners like my music. As I say, please visit the website if you'd like to buy any of it or follow me or whatever. And and also the TV show, I'll share it when we're going to be next on air, but if anybody's interested, please, you can get in touch with me on social media also, which is just Marion Waldron Music.
Yeah, and you can just share it with me, and I can share it on My Country's Australia's stuff as well.
Absolutely.
So all good. All right, Marion, well, I'm going to play your brand new song now.
great. So peace to all nations. I hope everyone enjoys it. And Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope everything works out with the fires and they calm down for everyone.
Thank you very much. All right, folks, this is Marion Waldron with Peace to All the Nations.
Oh, peace to all the nations who today are torn apart, that tomorrow to those with broken hearts. Oh, peace and justice to our lands, from troubles and from fears. And pray to God the day will come when there's joy instead of tears. This world of ours is full of hate, injustice, grief and strife, but somehow we must heal the wounds and not destroy the life. For the sake of all our children, let's show them love and peace. They will grow up to understand and put our minds at ease. Oh, peace to all the nations who today are torn apart, that tomorrow will bring happiness to those with broken hearts. Oh, peace and justice to our lands, from troubles and from fear.